Dear students, you are most welcome to English grammar lesson. Today, we will discuss very important item, passive voice. How to transform active into passive. The examination, you can expect some questions, and when you answer some of the questions, you will have to answer in the passive voice. So passive voice is very important in our life. When you write any sentences, you need to write in passive voices. There are many occasions, there are many opportunities to write, to express your ideas in spoken and written in passive form. So that is why, that is unavoidable, that is inevitable in our part of life. So we have to know how to change what is the role happens in passive voice. So the subject in the active voice in the tense, the subject is the doer of the action. Subject is the doer of the action. But in the passive form, the subject becomes the receiver of the action. That's a major differences. The subject is actively involved in the action, in the active voice. But subject is important in the active voices. But in the passive voice, it tells us something that is done to a person or a thing. But there, subject is not a doer of the action in the passive voice. The passive voice, subject is not the doer of the action, it's a recipient. Means it's a receiver, not a doer. That's the main difference. To show that the person or the thing denoted by the subject does something, that is happens in the active form. But in the passive form, verb shows something that is done to the person, that is done to the person, that is denoted by the subject, that happens in the passive voice. And we will see what are the important times to use passive voice. In 3 occasions are there to use passive voice. One is sometimes the subject means here subject comes object. Okay, so it becomes unknown or there is no need to use, that is irrelevant. Sometimes we don't want to focus on it. Sometimes we do not know who is the doer of that. In these three occasions, we are using passive voice. I can give you a lot of examples. Suppose this road is repaired. We do not know who repaired, or that is unimportant, the subject, because the main intention is road has to be repaired. The road is being repaired. Sometimes by the municipality, by the corporation, whoever, but the action is important here. Sometimes you can say this boy has been honored, this boy has been given award. See, award is important, but there is no importance to the who awarded him. Sometimes if it is important, we will mention particularly. Example, we can say that Gandhiji has been assassinated by Nathuram Godse, because that who did the action, Nathuram Godse, that is also important. In such cases, he has been honored by the Prime Minister, that also important. In those cases, we use passive voice. In some case, I told you, the match has been cancelled, but there is no important who has cancelled the match. We want to know the match has been called off, the match has been cancelled. See, the action itself is important, relevant. I told you, these are many cases. The door has been shut. We do not know who has shut the door. Or the class has been damaged. We do not know who damaged. You can say, the purse has been lost in the ground. See, in those cases, passive voice is important. I told you, you might have understood the use of passive voice. Okay, and we will see the changes. What are the changes occurs from simple present to future perfect, and we will see one by one. The structure of active voice. If you are thorough with structure of active voice, passive voice is very simple to understand, very easy to understand. I told you active voice is powerful and very active like the name itself, but in the passive form, that is passive. But in some cases it is very important, because we cannot neglect, we cannot give unimportance to passive voice. That is also very important in some other cases. See, those who have not understood the active voices, you just go to our previous videos. There we have described all the tenses exactly, very clearly, with much explanation. Here you see the changes. I have written here. Mary sings a song. That's a simple present tense. Here subject, verb and object. Here subject, verb and object. How to change? Subject will change into object. Before the object we will use by. Mary sings a song. How to write answer? A song is sung by Mary, because all the verbs will be in V3 form, past participle form. Here we will have to use is, are, am. Is, am, or are, plus V3, plus by, plus object. This is the case. Here subject will, I told you, subject will be going last. Subject becomes object in the passive voice. Object will come in the subject here. A song is sing, sang, sung. Third form we have to use. A song is sung by Mary. That is a change happens here. You see here, next one. She designs a doll. A doll is designed by, not she. She becomes her. He becomes he. If he comes him. We becomes us. All the subject form will change into object form. I, me, we, us, he, him, she, her, they, them. These are the changes. You will become you only. These are the changes happens in the pronouns. The name will be the name itself. There is no need of any change at all. You see, we arrange a meeting. A meeting is arranged by us. I told you we'll change it to us. Next one. They complete the work. The work is completed by them. Why do we use is? Because this is singular. This also singular. This also singular. This also singular. But if it is a plural comes, like I will tell you example. Robin takes a photograph. A photograph is taken by, take, took, taken, write, wrote, written, come, came, come. But if it is ed, very simple. You can write looked, 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 walked, 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 danced, danced, danced. But here these verbs are irregular verbs. Irregular verbs have different third forms. Okay, write, wrote, written. We can use only the third form. Past participle form. Okay, Robin takes a photograph. A photograph is taken by Robin. Robin, no need of any change because that's a name. Name you don't want to make any changes. That's all. But Robin takes photographs. Means he's taking many photos. Then photographs are, because photographs are plural. That is why photographs are taken by Robin. I hope you might have understood how do we make changes in simple present. If you understand the changes in simple present exactly, thoroughly, definitely you will be able to understand all the changes. But if you don't understand simple present, that will be very hard for you. Because if it is very clear, that will be very easy for you.